Hey everyone, I want to talk to you about hypothesis testing, which is a really, really important part of this course. It's probably the biggest part, actually. Um, and I want to make this introduction video relatively short so that you can refer to it if you want to sort of center yourself on what we're doing in hypothesis testing. Because I will say this, the process can be kind of long and it gets confusing at first. So I want to start off by making this as simple and straightforward as I possibly can. So let me go to the whiteboard and let's talk about what hypothesis testing is. So at its core, hypothesis testing is a way to make decisions using statistics. We're going to quantify some probabilities. I don't want to get into that too much. I just want to try to explain it with no jargon as best I can. So hypothesis testing is how we quantify whether a statement is supported by data or not. And here's how the logic goes. And this is it seems a little bit strange, but when we get into the details of what p-values are and hypotheses and all that stuff, it'll make a little bit more sense. For now, just go with me on what we do here. We're going to start by making a default assumption. We're going to basically start with a default position of whatever we think is actually true that would require proof is false. And then we're going to try and falsify that with data. And when I say try and falsify it, the thing to do is to take no position when you're gathering data and just see where the data leads you. That's really what you want to do. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a default hypothesis that we default to if the data doesn't contradict it. And if the data does contradict it strongly enough, then we will reject that default position and go with a different one that we'll see how to make those soon enough. All right. So what we're doing is we're taking a position and we're trying to falsify it. So let's see a very simple example. This is the sort of example that happens all the time. We're a drug company now. We're developing a new cholesterol-lowering drug that's based on an already existing one. And so our default position here, and the way you want to think of your default position is, it's the thing that doesn't require any proof, right? So our default position is that our new drug basically doesn't work any better than the old one, that absent any evidence to the contrary, that is what we would believe, right? That this thing that we developed based on this old drug probably works about the same. Now, our scientists probably in reality have reason to believe that the new drug is better, but what we're doing here is we're gathering information to contradict that it's not better, is the idea. So that's our default. Our default position is it's not better, and then we're going to do I don't know how drug companies do their studies. I'm not a chemist, but we're going to do a bunch of studies, gather our data, see if that data strongly contradicts our original assumption that our new drug is no better. And if it does, that will make us think that our new drug is better. That's basically how the process works. Oh, and if the data doesn't contradict our assumption of no improvement strongly enough, then we will just go with the assumption of no improvement, which is a bad sign, right? You've spent money developing this drug and it didn't work, and it's not better than the old one that you already had. So that's the basic idea. The default position is whatever position you would just sort of automatically believe with no proof, with no further proof, right? If I'm going to believe that this new cholesterol drug is better, I need to see proof that it's better. Otherwise, my default position is probably not, right? And so the default is sort of the wet blanket kind of position that thing you were researching isn't true, or that theory or that hypothesis that you made isn't true, or whatever you were thinking was some significant change that caused you to do this study in the first place wasn't true. So the default is kind of the like, that didn't work out sort of position. We'll talk about what all this stuff is called. I'll introduce a ton of jargon in the upcoming videos, but that's the basic idea. Make a hypothesis, see if we can contradict it. If we can contradict it, then we reject it. If we can't contradict it, then we don't. That's it. That's basically how the process goes. All right. I will see you guys in the next video where we will discuss how to do all this stuff and what all the terms are. All right, I will see you there.